Afternoon. It's Quant Trade Edge with today's daily wrap-up. Today was not a great trading day in general. Markets were very choppy. So I wanted to just take a look at our scalping methodology again on the 1-minute Nasdaq chart. This was 8:30, the pit open. And remember, we only take the arrows that are in the direction of the 10 SMA. The 10 EMA. So here, this short was a winner. This long was below the EMA. This you could consider it a winner, but I wouldn't take a scalp off the first minute. You need a few minutes for it to settle in. Again here, this scalp was a nice winner. This 69 down to 08, so about 60 points right there. That's below the EMA, didn't trigger. That's below the EMA, didn't trigger. That's above the EMA, but it's a hoagie. So remember our rules here. When you have a hoagie, that's not really a scalping bar. You would trade it like a hoagie, which is the break above this bar, and that would have given you plenty for a scalp. This one you wouldn't have taken just because it's above the EMA, although it would have been nice. Over here, yeah, same thing. That's a sell. That's a sell that you wouldn't take. Here's a buy that you wouldn't take, and it would have gotten 10 or 11 points, but still it's completely beneath the EMA. And then let's see, here is a short that you would have taken, and I guess here is a long that you would have technically triggered into and failed at 10-11. And this bar had a length of about 12 points, so that would have been a 12-point loser. And then here, again, this is below, so we don't take it, but right before our 10:30 cutoff, we had another one that gave us a pretty good downside. So it's just a matter of being patient. It's only 1, 2, 3, 4, the one failed trade in here, 5 or so trades over a 2-hour period. But that's really all you need. If you can go 4 for 1 on those, with 2-to-1 asymmetry, and then just repeat every day. Now, something else I wanted to point out that was exciting today was on the S&P, the P1 pattern that I talk about that I still haven't really shared. We got one right at the bottom. And this was a really nice one because it was very tight. You trigger above the red bar, and then it's these 2 green bars that create the trigger. And what you expect is 2 legs up. And we got our 2 legs up here, and previous day low was a great place to sell. And you ended up getting a couple more legs up on that. But it was really neat to see a P1 right at the bottom. This P1, didn't trigger because it needs to get above here. And let's see, yeah, it's no longer a P1 because we had to close below the low of that pattern. But that was rather interesting. And then one of the things we mentioned in this morning's video was the U-turn on copper, or the potential for a U-turn on copper. And it's actually fairly lucky to just scalp this one and not trade it for a longer term view, even though it may eventually work out. We had a very clean, let's see, where was our structure on that? Maybe it was on was it on a 5-minute chart? Yeah, there we go. So the structure here was A, B, C. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm forgetting my old rule. So even on something like a 30-minute, the fact that this is a higher high. So if we put our GANs on it, interesting. There was a P1 there too that triggered above here, but I wasn't watching that at the time. So this is a wave up that is greater than the previous wave down. So a higher high a higher low, and then turning up from there, which, we got close. And, you can, reading this structure, that above this is a U-turn, so you could short before it, and, with a very tight stop, or a stop in reverse, and surely somebody was perhaps doing that here, but then eventually those stops got taken out, and we got this big move up here. The structure is still preserved. We haven't taken out this low, so it remains to be seen what happens on Sunday night or Monday. But that's just, again, knowing these structural points, you can set up trades against them. Knowing that above this is a U-turn can help you short against it, can help you, buy on the breakout as well. So that was about it. Natural gas didn't really do anything. It, initially looked like there might be some play to this pattern, and that kind of ended pretty quickly, and we're still in this range. We still have a structural 30-minute U-turn here that got taken out, and now to the upside we have 30-minute ABC, and if that high goes, then we've got a U-turn the other way. So it's still just chopping around in range. That's about it. Hope you have a good weekend, and as always, leave me comments. I'm happy to answer questions. And an important part of trading is not over trading and not sticking around when the environment is bad. And it takes a little bit of time to recognize when the environment's bad. But for our Forex trade, we kind of know the type of setup bar that we're looking for, and the type of Taylor structure that we're looking for to want to get involved. And we didn't see a lot of that today. Setting up for Monday, that's an inside day. Yeah, kind of hard to judge. Copper, potentially upside, not great. Crude oil. Yeah, again, it needs a day of repair to have this flip up after the two PF3s. Natural gas, we've just had a flip down, and it's an inside day, so but it's a green candle. So again, not a whole lot setting up for Monday. With these indices, depending on how they close, taking out the high of that bar might be a good setup. Yeah, it looks a little better on the S&P. It probably looks best on the Russell because it's green, except that the Russell did not make a lower low, so it's an inside bar. So that's a consideration. So maybe the S&P would end up looking the best on that. See, did I check all the markets? Gold. Yeah, again, this is a mess. We've flipped down, technically taken that out. So, perhaps, a downside move would be a good pattern. It's already triggered. And we kind of have this A up, B down. The C didn't exceed the A, so it's kind of sloppy right now. But that's about it. And the Apple tuck pattern. Maybe I'll make that into a separate video. That was something I tried to do yesterday, and I botched the recording with the mic. But that's a good pattern. I'll do a separate video on that. And have a good weekend.